Thank you very much for meeting up and catching up with us.
No problem.
We spoke.
Pleased to see you again.
We spoke a little. We came up a little bit ago, didn't we? But
yeah,
we're obviously, I think, probably coming up to a year working together potentially.
I think we're more than that now. I think we're on about 18 months.
I remember being on the phone. It was a random one. I think I just called you out of the blue, or you came through somewhere.
Yeah, you just put a Facebook advert out, I think, and I responded to it because I wasn't getting anywhere with the guys that I was working with. So
yeah, and then we had a chat, and I remember dropping all the usual stuff I do. I usually book a Zoom call, book a meeting, take you through a fancy presentation. But I think I just literally okay, I know we can help. Let's do it.
And that was it. Yeah. Yeah, it was a quick one. Yeah, it was easy. It was an easy sell. That was an easy target.
The biggest problem we have in working, or the biggest thing we run into in this industry, is the skepticism. And the most frustrating thing is we have a really good product or really good service, and we know it works, but it's almost like you have this amazing thing, it works, and you try and convince them and try and say, honestly, try it. But it's just it's quite hard from your perspective that you must get so many marketing things.
Yeah. I mean, I probably get a couple a week. You know, people contacting me, emailing me, ringing me, even people saying that they've done me a video, and they'll send me a website. I've built you a website. I'll send you it. I was like, okay. I've got it. Well, you haven't got one. I said, well, I have. But it's being made. So, but from my point of view, it was an easy sell for you because I'd got through the skepticism with the company I worked with previously. Yeah. So therefore, I knew it worked. I just needed the right people. The guys that I worked with before was great to start with, and then the change of personnel, and it just wasn't working. So we decided that we'd pull out from them, and your advert on Facebook just came up at the right time. To be fair,
it worked. I mean, if you had that skepticism and you didn't previously work with someone and you hadn't gone through all that bit, do you think it would be different, our working relationship?
Possibly to start with, because the skepticism would have been there, and it's just a money outlay. You've got, with a small business, you've got to justify it to yourself. Yeah. If you're advertising in little magazines, it's costing you a couple of £100 a month or something like that. So it's no big layout. So it's just taking the leap of faith, really. I mean, like I said to you before, we was fortunate when we did start. We've been looking at it for ages, but not wanting to do the investment or worried about the investment. But when lockdown, we had to close the shop, and we got we got 10 grand from the government for closing the shop. Yeah. So we just invested that, and we've never looked back. To be fair,
good, because obviously you must worry about that. Putting money into something.
It is. Yeah, for a small business, it's a big outlay, and it's the unknown. But I think if you're not on social media, you're missing out. Yeah, you've got to be on social media now as a business, in my opinion, anyway.
We talk about the posting side of social media, and we talk about the paid ad side of social media. Naturally, really biased towards the paid ad side because we can get direct targeting, target the homeowners, get leads inbound instantly. We're not. The biggest thing for me is with the social media is you can put a post out, it reaches a certain amount of people, less than 5% of the people will probably see it. What are the odds that 5% of the people are in the market for a new bathroom, a new kitchen, etc.? And it's almost a bit of a stab in the dark. So we favour the paid ad side, and again, another barrier as a business owner. It's another thing.
It is another expense, and that's going out monthly as well. So, but the return is more than worth it. It's just a leap of faith. You've just got if you're confident in your product, you're confident in your ability, you're confident in your fitters, then you can't go wrong. Because once you've done a few good jobs, then they're happy to give you a referral, or that they'll place a testimony on Facebook, which invites more people in.
and I'm always keen at this because obviously I know the journey so far with you, and I know from our side what's gone on. But from your perspective, what has that looked like? It looked like in 12 months. What does that look like in terms of sort of sales? How many jobs you've converted? How many leads you get? Because you get quite a lot of leads.
We do. We are fortunate. Yeah, we get quite a lot of leads, and I think that's because of you guys hitting the right target and putting really nice adverts out, which is pulling people in. Once we've been out to them and they've been into our showroom, the strike rate's pretty good, and we get some decent orders. You know, it definitely pays us. You know, to have this. I wouldn't be without it now. It's our main form of advertising.
Yep.
We've scaled everything else down to invest in this.
You notice if it slows, if it goes. You
Well, yeah, you know, because your leads drop off. You know, your leads are coming in all the time, and it drops off.
And we notice it, like if leads slow down, we make some tweaks and bring them back.
Yeah,
because you're relying on this as a consistent flow of work.
Absolutely.
And unlike the other forms, like magazines and stuff, this is a little bit, I don't know the best way to describe it, you're best telling me, but more direct, and you can turn it around quicker.
It is. Know where it's coming from. Yeah. I mean, on a magazine, you've got a picture to look at, and it's just a print picture. When it goes out on Facebook, it's a nice, either a picture or a video, you know, and people respond to that more. It's more lifelike than just looking at a picture in a magazine. So it draws people in, and I think people wouldn't. It's not very often that people will make an inquiry and not have the appointment. It's quite a good stream of.
What would you say is the reason why? Because you get a lot of lead flow, you get leads through.
Yeah.
What's the reason that you, one, book them so well, and two, convert them so well?
Yeah, Connor, we've got a guy in the office. Connor is really good on the phone. He's straight onto the leads, phoning people up. You know, asking them to see if they'd like a book an appointment, no obligation, and we're on it straight away. So we follow them up within 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
And then we're out to see him the same week if possible, or if not the following week.
Do you think that's a luxury to be on the leads that quickly, or do you think it's essential?
I think you need to be on them, yeah, because people, once they've decided they're going to have something done, they're on to somebody else. You know,
it's an instant world we live in.
It is, yeah, absolutely. So, and we try and see everybody the same week, because if you stretch it out too far, people will just go with somebody else, get somebody else in and go with them, and they'll cancel the appointment. So it is imperative to get on it as soon as, really.
It's a fast-paced world, and also I think it's a reflection of the service. So before they've even become a customer, if you're taking 3 days to get back to them, and 4 days, then it's already like, they're obviously busy, or
it's either that or they're not interested. You know, I've gone to the trouble to fill this in, and I haven't even had a response. So I think it's courtesy, really, to get in touch with somebody, even if they say, look, I was just having a quick look and I just decided to fill it in. I'm not bothered just now, but I might be in the future. At least you've called them back and made contact with them.
Yeah.
And they'll think, oh, okay, so, you know, when we are ready, we'll give them a call.
Going back 12 months, grant money aside and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's something you, in hindsight, would have wanted to start earlier in the business growth?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. And knowing what you know now, what would you say to businesses that are not doing it?
Get on it. You've got to, in my opinion. Give it a try. It's well worth it. You'll see the rewards pretty instantly, to be fair. And I appreciate that everybody's money conscious. Might be a little bit of a big layout to start with, but it's worth it in the long run. You've not got to think of the now. You've got to think of 6 months ahead. You know what you're going to benefit from it in 6 months. So you might lose out for the first couple of months, but you'll definitely make your money back within 6 months, and then it'll be steaming ahead.
With the quality of lead, how does that compare from, let's say, magazines and inquiries from magazine? How does that compare with the online lead?
I think it's better for us because people are getting, like I touched on earlier, a better visual of what we do, the sharper images, and they've gone to the trouble to fill out a form online, whereas from a magazine it's just a quick pick up phone and then think about it and think, oh no, I'm not bothered, you know. I mean, we've gone to some places and they've not even been in, so you know, it's the same in everything, I suppose. But it's in my opinion, or from my experience, it's much better.
Have you thought about salespeople and going that far into getting sort of reps to assist with sales, or do you find it's best to keep that to you?
Yeah, me and my stepson Connor, we do all the calls between us. We're able to manage that. I mean, we could upscale it if we want to with yourselves, but we're quite happy as we are at the minute, to be fair, because if you do upscale it and take more on, get more appointments, you've got to employ more staff. It's more work for me, you know. I'm 60 now, I don't want to be taking too much work on, so we have 4 fitting teams, so we do 3 or 4 jobs a week. So we make
a lot.
Good, yeah. We do pretty much 200 bathrooms a year, so the value has definitely risen. Yeah, I think we've got more credibility now. Touching on us starting on this journey, we would have started it before, but we've moved into new premises, which swallowed up a load of money. So we've been in here a couple of years now. So that helps as well. And if we're getting good marketing, driving people in to come and see us, we've got the tools.
When did you start all of this?
When did I start? I've been in the industry now for about 25 years, bathrooms and kitchens, but we've been on this road now as style bathrooms for 9 years.
So around 35 years old, you kind of started in kitchen bathrooms, yeah. So if you go back to then, you started from zero, you haven't got the showroom, you haven't got any of this in place, and you wanted to grow to a let's say £1 million business or a £2 million business, what would you start with?
I think now it's got to be social media. It's the big platform. It gets to everybody. So everybody's on the phones. You know, you can go out into restaurants and they're sat there not talking on the phone, so they're obviously looking at some stuff. So you know, if you can get the right people to work for you or work with you, you know, you've got to be on social media, in my opinion.
We focus a lot on and quite rightly push the self-generation thing, because there's companies out there, I'm not sure if you use them, but you've got like third-party lead gen companies. I think Rated People, House, there are a couple in this industry. Have you used them before?
I've gone on Bark. You have to buy so many credits or something, and I just tried it, and it's rubbish, to be fair, because all they do is just send the job out to as many people in the area as possible. So therefore, you know, you're fighting against 10 other people to get work, and it's people generally go on those places to get the cheapest possible job done, you know, that they can, and a lot of the time they have bought the products already, so obviously they've bought online from Victoria Plumbing or something like that, which is not the best quality. So, you know, we won't fit anybody else's products. We make our money on selling the product, not in installing it, to be fair. We don't make a lot out of the installations, but we make money on the product.
You also know that if you want to be putting your name to it and you want to make sure the products are going to last, and if they're not your products and you
we won't warranty them. That's why we won't do it, because we won't go out to it if somebody's got a problem with a drippy tap or something like that. We won't go out to it. If it's one of our products, we'll go out to it and we'll swap it. So
with that then, have you tried the other ones, the Rated People and House? I think I know that one.
No.
My Builder, do they do bathrooms?
The Checker Trade, yeah. I've tried that to sign up for 12 months with that, and that's, again, I've had nothing from it. So I've wasted best part of £2,000, I think it is.
On Checkatrade?
Yeah.
And you have to sign up 12 months up front with that one?
Yeah, and you pay monthly, but it's 200 and something pound a month, I think. So I've had no work. I've had lots of people make inquiries, but I've not got one job from it.
So that's why we push, and again, I don't mind pushing the whole self-generation thing. So the best leads you're ever going to get are the ones that come directly to you.
Absolutely, and I think it's more credible as well, than going to a search engine and like Checkatrade and going to a company and then them just dishing your name. You've got soul. If somebody makes an inquiry, it's yours.
Yeah, one of the benefits I find with the paid ad side of things, unlike a magazine, unlike local things, unlike leaflets, all that sort of stuff, is you can very quickly, in a sequence of videos or pictures or ads, tell a story of yourself and Style Bathrooms, and that is a massive win. If we're targeting the location that you're in, we're putting content in front of them, you've got an opportunity then to control and show them what you want to show them in terms of the content. So how important do you think that has been in building Style Bathrooms as a brand and showing what you do and showing everything?
Yeah, it's a massive help for us. It gets us in front of people, and that's all you can ask for as a salesperson is getting in front of somebody in their house. To show them what you can do. We have to then sell ourselves. You've done the work and got us into the property, and then it's up to us then to give them a bit of background about us. We're a family business. We've got our own fitters. We don't employ subcontractors, and people and we do everything. We don't outsource anything. We do plastering, electrics, and that helps as well because people don't want to go around looking for stuff for other trades. So they're quite happy. Once we've explained to them what we do, what we can do, we show them the testimonials that's been drawn in from the ads. We're all good. It's the hard bit's getting in front of people, and that's where you come in.
Could you say on that, which I think will be helpful, is there's loads of companies out there that will run these ads and they'll get you loads of reach and loads of likes and clicks and all that sort of stuff, but if it doesn't translate into leads, surveys and sales,
well, you're wasting money, aren't you? Leads and clicks aren't going to get you anywhere, are they?
What do you find with our advertising that's different to a lot?
I think the quality of the adverts and the reach, you get them into the right areas for us. We've got only a 40-mile radius of where we are, and that's local to us, which we don't want to travel anywhere else. So it reaches that point. The quality is amazing, and everybody comments on the the quality of the ads. That's why obviously that it's a visual thing. People see something they like, they're going to pick up a phone or fill a form in and have a look. See if they can get that put in their bathroom, kitchen, whatever. So the quality is brilliant. I can't emphasize that enough, really. And understanding what a business has to do, I think that's another point really from your side. You understand that you've got to do the best you can to get us in front of people, otherwise we're not selling anything.
Yep. And it's two-way as well. Like, you help with that because we're all on the same team ultimately,
of course.
And we're all aiming in the same direction. We all want to drive inquiries that are going to go to quote, that are going to help more people get their new bathroom that they dream of or their new kitchen. So because we're all heading in the same direction, there's a two-way thing going on. You're sending us content and sending us the bathrooms that you're proud of.
Of course.
And you've got a lot of them, so it is that too. Like, if we don't have ammo from you, it makes the job harder. It makes everyone's life harder.
Yeah, but there's us taking pictures on phones and you developing them and making them look a lot better than we can make them look by just taking a picture. And it's angles and everything. What it's like with taking photos. It's sometimes hard to take a picture in a small room to get the best out of it. and if we send you anything, you always seem to get the best out of it. So
Yeah, that's Craig's handiwork, not mine.
yeah, so and it does help. It does help to show people not just images, but actual work that you've done. Take some pictures before you start, during and after, and people can see the transformation. And they can look at their
and it helps you. Like, we test a lot as well. Like, sometimes the ones that we don't think are going to do that well do well.
Yeah.
The ones we don't.
It's strange, really. But a lot of people are a bit picky and say, "Oh, that's like out of a magazine," But if you've got something that's real, that you can take them and see, or you can take a picture in the showroom, or they can come and look in the showroom and see what can be done in a certain space. It's great. It's a visual, and people buy from what they're seeing.
Yeah. I guess it helps as well with not just generating the inquiries and survey sales. It helps with people in the area who are not in the market for a bathroom kitchen, but might be in 5 years and 2 years.
Yeah. It just prompts people. They'll just. We sometimes do get inquiries, and they'll say, "Look, I'm not ready at the moment, but could you give us an idea and price, and we don't mind if we're not that busy, we'll pop out and see them if it's fairly local, and just say you're looking at this sort of ballpark figure, but obviously it may go up depending how long you're waiting." They appreciate that. To be honest, we have just got a job. We went out to see somebody in Doncaster, and it was too much for them, and they was going to save up, but they've actually trimmed down on what they was having, and we've repriced it, and now they're going ahead.
Brilliant.
So we've, rather than going off the boil and having a bit of buyer's remorse and not going ahead in 3 or 6 months' time, we've cut a few not cut corners, but we've jiggled it around so they're not having as much done. So it falls into their budget, and they're well happy, and they're going to go ahead with it. So
with we get this quite a lot, where we speak to companies and they've got a showroom in the UK, they're doing kitchens or doing bathrooms, and obviously we're very online based.
Yep.
So that they say to us, it's almost an objection that I don't advertise on there because my target market's not on there. What's your experience of that?
Well, it is on there. We've got a showroom. We've just gone from a small showroom to one that's 5 times as big, and that coincides with you guys.
Yeah, it's very impressive, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. We spent a lot of money on it, so it needs to be. But I think if you've got them both, if you've got a nice looking showroom and you're getting people driven in by social media, because we always invite people in. We'll go out and see them, and we'll invite them in to come and have a look at the drawings we've done. Come and have a look at samples, because we can only take small samples out. We can show them a lot bigger scale in person, and people like to touch and feel. Yeah,
and the market is on there. The people of all ages are on there. It's not just a younger thing.
That's right. It is. I mean, I've been to properties and there's an 80-year-old woman and she's on an iPad looking at stuff. So I think the perception of the younger generation is it was, I think, originally, but not now.
What do you find the sort of age range is? Slightly off, but what do you find the age ranges of people who are buying bathrooms?
We do all age ranges, yeah. Every age range from early 20s up to 80s, 90s, yeah. Once you walk into somebody's house, you've got to present yourself well, so you can't just turn up, looking in rags. You've got to have a shirt on and a pair of trousers, and a bit of respect as soon as you go in. Be courteous, take your shoes off. If you're going upstairs, which a lot of times you do when you're in a bathroom, or offer to take your shoes off, and it's up to the client then. And be friendly, have a chat with them. Don't just go in and charge in and just give them a price. You've got to make them feel at ease. You've got to sell yourself, basically, and that's a major part of this industry that I've found over the last 25 years. If somebody doesn't like you, whether you're the cheapest or not, they're not going to buy from you. Because I'm the same. If I don't like somebody, I won't buy from them. So, and I think it works. And manners don't. If you've got manners, that'll help as well.
People often feel uncomfortable with the word sales and that. But I think there's two ways of looking at it. Like, if you have the best product and the best service, and a customer's looking for a job to be done, and you have that, then the sales side of things is just pushing them in the direction of you, because you are the best, or you know what the industry's like. There's loads of different people who maybe can and can't do the job.
Yeah, it does help to know where you sit within your area. You know, whether you're mid-market, low end, high end. You know, in your area, we're probably mid to high, and we come up against one or two companies on a regular basis. But it's all about selling what, and listen. It's about selling yourself and listening to what people want. A lot of salesmen will try and tell you what you're getting, and we found this a lot where we've given people a brochure and say, do you want to choose what you like, and they're surprised that we're saying they can choose from a brochure what they want. It's not, well, you need this, you need that, you need the other.
Yeah.
When people will say to us, well, can you do this? Anything's possible. It's just whether you want to do it.
Yep.
You know, and if you're prepared to just go that extra mile just to get somebody's dreams, because they've saved up a lot of money, you know, to have these things done, and they've got a vision of what they want, and if you can produce that, and you can put it on a drawing and say, well, this is what you're going to get, you've won the battle, you know, and they're just going to blow everybody out of the water. And don't rush people, don't push people into it. That's one thing we always do. We don't hound people. We'll send them a quote, we'll give them a call to see if they've got the quote. If they have, we'll say, okay, we'll let you digest it, we'll give you a call in a couple of days, you know, and that'll be it. We won't contact you anymore if you just say, no, I'm not interested, or I've gone with somebody else, whatever. And people appreciate that. They don't want being pestered all the time. You haven't got to come across as being desperate.
Yeah. Where did you learn sales in the beginning?
Just by chance. I got laid off from a job I was working on, and I went to work for a guy that bought all rejects from a kitchen company, and he just had a big warehouse, and we used to build kitchens up and sell them, and I just fell into selling them for him, and they just developed from there. And so it was like I say, it was just by chance, and I sort of drifted in and out of it for a while, and then decided that, you know, I'd set up on my own. And
there's definitely an industry impression, I'd say, of companies in all trades where, you know, they're turning up late, they're not, you know, got plaster or something all over them, they're walking in, they're not necessarily they're sometimes quite rude. I still think that impression's out there in some. When you said about the first impression, walking in polite, I don't think everyone does that.
Yeah, no, they don't. Occasionally, I will have to go straight from site if I've been helping one of the fitters, but I will apologise straight away, and I'll take my shoes off at the door without even asking. I'll just say, I'll take my shoes off, apologise for my appearance. I am usually in a shirt and tie, you know, but I've come straight from site, and they're fine. And being punctual, and turning up when you're supposed to. When you say, right, okay, we're going to start on this day. If it's a problem, if we're not going to get here, we'll ring you the week before if we're overrunning. And we'll be here at 8:30 or whatever, 9 o'clock. Just make sure you're there.
Yeah. Do you know the revenue figure that you've got just from the paid social stuff in 12 months?
I would say it's a couple of 100,000. Yeah, off the top of my head, probably a little bit more.
A couple of 100,000 that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
And the bigger, you said about the value jobs.
Yeah, the value. I think it's just give us a bit more credibility, and it enables you to. Well, we've not pushed our prices up, but people have chosen more expensive products.
Yeah. So you got a better margin, which what we're in business for.
Because like I say, we make our money. We're on a percentage of the products. So the higher value of products, the more profit we're on.
What indirectly? So okay, a couple of $100,000 from the paid social stuff, the advertising. have you had anything like indirectly of people that have come in from the street and they've seen you on Facebook, or that they've come in from the magazine but they've still seen you and know you? You know, have you had anything like that?
Yeah, it happens quite regular. We also get people that won't fill in a form on the Facebook advert. They'll just message us direct and say, I've seen your adverts, do you cover this area, can we book an appointment? That happens a couple of times a week.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's really blurred in marketing. There's the things that you can't track and the things that you can track, and we have that nice blend of both. We have the ones that come in, that's a lead, we know where it's come from. That's an inquiry, we know where it's come from. And then we've got all of the other stuff that happens in the background that we probably will never find out.
No. So unless they actually tell you, you know, we do ask people where they've seen us, whether they've seen us in a magazine or recommended or whatever. But I think, I mean, I've got friends and you know, acquaintances, and they just say you're all over Facebook. Every time I look on Facebook,
is that a nice feeling?
Well, yeah, it's nice, and if they're seeing it, then everybody else is seeing it. So we will get definitely repeat work from work we've already done from Facebook.
I was going to say, you've got all the referral stuff as well.
And the same people, they'll have a bathroom done and they'll come back for a kitchen, or they'll come back for their ensuite, you know. So we will definitely 100% probably get another 20% work, 20-30% off what we've already done.
That's the thing you can't quantify in the short term. When people, when they start with us, they say, well, what am I going to get in this month? And it's like, well, you're going to get inquiries and you're going to get things from it, but we're really looking at 3, 6, 12 months.
You've got to look ahead. Absolutely. It's no good, you know, paying your money and thinking, right, tomorrow the phone's going to start ringing, it, because it's not. And you've got to. I think you've still got to extend over that, because you get to a certain point in your 6-9 months, but there is more. There is definitely more to go at. Like I've touched on earlier, we could tell you to, like, you know, scale it right up if we was really short of leads, but we're not. So we're fine as we are at the moment. School holidays always used to be the summer holidays, it always slacked off slightly, because nobody wants you in while they've got kids running around screaming, and you know, so we always noticed, or we always sort of planned ahead for, like, you know, it's going to die off, and then in September again it's straight off again. But there's no seasons now. It's just constant. Like I say, we don't have to think, oh, we need to cut back here and we need to cut back there, because we know if we're short on leads for 2 or 3 days, we know they're going to come through. You know, you're going to get twice as many in the next 2 or 3 days. It seems to be a constant flow. And it, like I said earlier, it just gets you in front of people, and then it's down to you. I mean, if you can't make the most of it, then you're in the wrong business, to be fair. If you're good at sales and you're getting if you're a salesman, you know yourself. Once you're in front of somebody that's wanting the product that you're selling, it's your job to sell it. It's got to be tailored to what you're doing and the specific market you're looking at. You know, it'd be no good me saying to you, right, we want all 40 grand bathrooms, because it just shrinks your market down massively. So you've got to tailor it to all. Really, we'll take a 40 grand bathroom on, gladly, and we're competent and confident of doing it. But you know, our average price is now probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 grand for a bathroom, 20-25 for a kitchen. So that's gone up massively. That's not just due to advertising with you, that's the cost of things and everything, you know. But there's a healthy market out there, and you've just got to tap into it. Just
got to move with the demand. Like people do try and restrict these things, but you're making it hard for yourself. The demand's there for 10 grand bathrooms. Don't just say you want 20.
No, not at all. So not at all. I mean, we'll go out. Somebody can phone up and say to us, "Look, I just want to replace my worktops. Will you do that? Can't find anybody to do it." Well, yeah, of course we will. Because when you want your kitchen doing or your bathroom doing, the first person you're going to turn to is us. So
long-sighted again.
You've got to look ahead. Yeah, I mean, we're just fitting a screen, just a shower screen for an old couple, next week, and it's probably 400 quid. But I'm probably making £100 on it. But they're going to tell it. They're going to be well happy with it. They're going to tell people, you know, these was really good, and I'll probably get a 10 grand bathroom off it.
How important is it to work with the right people? So when it all goes wrong and you're getting the inquiries out of area and all that sort of stuff, and there's two ways it can go from there. It carries on like it, and it doesn't get fixed, and everyone's at a loss, or we work together and we fix it and we go even bigger.
Yeah. I think you've got to decide on an area that you want to cover, which you're comfortable covering. There's no good if you're a small business with 2 or 3 fitting teams or whatever, or if you're just a one-man band doing it yourself. You can't throw a blanket over the whole country and just expect to be everywhere. Not only that, if you get a call out and you've got to travel 250 miles just to fix a tap, you know, it's not the
different
best.
model.
No, it is. Yeah, looking at your local area and doing a bit of research, really. If you're just starting up, do a bit of research and see what value of houses are, what people, you know, because you've got to look at a percentage of what people are prepared to spend on the house. We've discounted some areas where you can buy a property for 40 or 50 grand because nobody's going to spend 10 grand on a bathroom.
No.
When the property's not worth spending 10 grand on a bathroom. So you've got to be a bit more savvy on that. So you've got to put the work in as well yourself. You know,
it's clear speaking to you why you've built this great company and you've got a showroom and you do so well. You're not just thinking about just the marketing or just the installs or just the sales. You mentioned competitor analysis,
Absolutely.
The market you're targeting, how you're coming across, what you do today will help in 2 years, or what you do today will help in 5 years when they want that kitchen.
Yeah.
You obviously thought about all these aspects of business that you have to as a business owner, and it's clear that it's not happened by accident, that you've put thought into everything that you've done so far.
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah, but I think you learn that as you're going along. You don't just do it all instantly. I think you have to first of all decide what sort of target audience you want, what sort of, you know, where you're going to fall in that bracket, mid or you know, low bracket or whatever, to get started. But don't sell yourself short. But you do have to know your competitors, know their traits. You've got to speak to customers that's had them in, because they'll tell you if the salesman's been in, they've been really abrupt, or you know, tried to sell them something they don't want, been pushy, and they'll tell you the things that, if you listen, that they don't want you to be like. So you've just got to listen to customers and take it all on board and talk to them like you would talk to your mother or, you know, your father, and be courteous, because especially older generation, they'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
And they're the ones with the money. Definitely they've got the money. You know, people that's coming up to retirement age, just retired, they've got the capital to purchase stuff.